Today is another monumental day in world history. Change is coming, and it's change for the better. Right now, we are living in very, very troubled political times. Just look at what's going on in the news. Egypt had a massive protests. People were out in the streets. They forced their president to step down. The president, of course, is an old American ally, and the Americans did nothing but sit on their thumbs because they were afraid to get involved one way or the other. Now we have a situation in Libya where there's more protests and more uprising as they try to make their dictator leave. And even in this country we have troubled political situations. Look what's happening in the state of Wisconsin. We have the state senators, or the Democratic state senators, literally fleeing the state to avoid a vote. We have a governor who's trying to destroy union rights, allegedly to please his big business buddies. The American political system is set in such a way that it's become more and more partisan every day. We live in times where it has to be their party or nothing. And everything they say is what the people want, because it has to be their way. So, things like compromise and working together are no longer allowed. It's a very nasty, negative business. And the reason for this is the fact that people cannot run a government as a group. Everybody wants to look out for themselves, and that's all they really care about. There's no cooperation at all. We cannot continue in this way. It just will not work. Therefore, we have a solution. Or I should say, the Emperor has a solution. What we need now more than anything is the JonWayne Nation. And here to tell you about it is the main man himself, Emperor JonWayne.
Greetings, everyone. As Flash has pointed out, chaos and anarchy is at the point of blowing up all across the world, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But the problem is this. If you want to survive and have some order and semblance, you need effective leadership. You need powerful leadership. You need a benevolent dictator. Let me explain to you. It's this simple. No matter what form of government you have, unless you have someone that is allowed to make decisions without fear of repercussions, without having to follow policy, the same thing ultimately happens. Whether it's a monarchy, a theology, whether it is a communism, socialism, or capitalism, initially what happens is a bunch of people get sick of the old government. They revolt, they rebel, they take over. And at first, everyone is optimistic, happy, pleased, and doing a good job, trying their hardest to make the system work. But inevitably what happens is this. In the human race, there are always going to be a certain group of people. They consist of lazy people, stupid people, greedy people, and just plain assholes. And what happens with these people is they learn how to take advantage of any system. The lazy people learn how to not work and force other people to do work for them, well, they can reap the benefits of society. The greedy people learn how to manipulate people, how to take from other people, how to advance in wealth and power at the expense of other people. The assholes just sit there and complain about everything and they want the system to fail just because they want everyone else to be as miserable as they are. And the stupid people try to resist any new ideas and try actually listen to what the assholes have to say. Inadvertently, what happens is the actual working people find that they have to support these groups of people more and more, and that these groups of people take more and more liberties from them and gain more and more power over them. This inadvertently forces the actual good working people to either become one of these groups of people or to sacrifice more and more and more until it reaches a breaking point. And that is what happened in every society in the past. It is happening globally right now. Without something to unite the people of the individual nations, like a common enemy, like a war, they begin to get dissension, and they begin to notice how they're working so hard to support these people, how the greedy bastards are staking power and stealing their money legitimately. The assholes are doing it illegitimately. The lazy people are taking it through taxes and incentives, etc. So, the only solution to this is a benevolent dictator. someone that has absolute authority to eliminate these people without people having to worry about moral ramifications. Now, usually what happens is some governments, totalitarian regimes, do try to take care of these useless group of people, but then the bleeding hearts start to feel sorry for them and think that they're being oppressed for no reason, not realizing that they are a cancer to society. So, once I obtain universal dominion, I will restore order. I will eliminate these people, and I will make sure that there's freedom for all. Freedom of thought, freedom of pursuit, life, liberty, pleasure, happiness, etc., etc. We will take care of the lazy assholes. We will take care of the stupid, greedy people. And we will make sure that everyone has equality to follow the instructions of the JWK and our supreme wisdom.